Waterfalls Part 2 and Joyful or Draining Moments. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast of The Ordinary Maverick. This is Ajay, your host, an ordinary maverick, sharing real life thoughts and experiences and maverick tips. Reaching out to you from a very hot Austin, Texas. Yes, we traveled once again, needed to take a break. It has been a long 8 months of hectic work. Needed this break to recharge our batteries and get back at it again. So, waterfalls. Our connection with waterfalls runs strong. In one of the earlier episodes, I spoke about our experience with waterfalls in Jamaica and the famous Victoria Falls on the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe. Well, in this episode, I would like to share about another famous one, the Iguazu Falls between Argentina and Brazil, and one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Awe-inspiring, majestic, stunningly beautiful. We had an opportunity to see these falls a couple of years back. We actually treated ourselves, took off to South America, saw the falls, went off to the Amazon to celebrate our 25th year as a couple. Not our marriage anniversary though. This is our couple anniversary. What's that, you may ask? Well, it's from the time when we decided to spend the rest of our lives together. Marriage came much later. As far as journeys go, this has been amazing in so many ways. But for now, let's talk about the journey of the water that flows into the Iguazu Falls. Do you know there are over 275 individual cascades of water here? And that the combined flow of these individual falls is the largest of any waterfall in the world. It's much taller than Niagara Falls and is twice as wide. In the rainy season, there can be 450,000 cubic feet of water cascading over the falls per second. These are the waterfalls of the Iguazu River, which starts in the city of Curitiba. For most of its course, the river flows through Brazil, but most of the falls are on the Argentine side. Just below its confluence with the San Antonio River, the Iguazu River forms the border between Argentina and Brazil. An interesting fact is that the falls were caused by a widespread of volcanic event in conjunction with continental rifting in the early Cretaceous era. Interestingly, the falls are arranged in the form of a reverse letter J. In the case of these falls, the saying, "Seeing is believing," is so true. They are one of the world's most stunning sights. One is rendered speechless with the sheer size, but what is the most amazing thing is that these are one of falls where you can get really close. And I do mean real close. So close that you can feel the water on your face. Yes, can you believe it? Although it doesn't feel like water. It feels more like pins and needles on your face. And these falls have the most interesting walkways. These take you up and close to the falls and you feel like you're in them. The most daring one is the Devil's Throat. Super dramatic, where you walk almost over the falls and look down below them. Walking here is not for the faint-hearted, I must say. The adrenalin rush that comes is unforgettable. We have done the Devil's Pool in the Victoria Falls, again a lifetime experience, and I have spoken about that in another episode. And now, here is the Devil's Throat. Guess the name signifies danger and daring, right? And then the Iguazu Falls has its own microclimate, its own ecosystem. There are over 2,000 species of plants, various animals, birds that surround this area. We took a walk through this amazing ecosystem, the beautiful plants, trees and flowers, so calm and so peaceful. And then through this green carpet and green environment, one hears the sound of the waterfall first roaring, and then you see the most majestic sight. 275 cascades of water, all pouring down, all at once. We learned about a boat ride into the falls after reaching there. And we didn't even hesitate. Being mavericks we just immediately signed up. And what a boat ride it was. We'll never ever forget it. We went through some rapids to reach the falls, racing over the water as the falls came closer. And then the captain said, "Keep all your stuff inside." We had small plastic pouches, and he asked us to hold on to all of that since we were now going to enter the falls. Are you ready? Well, I don't think anyone can ever be ready for what happened next. The engine revved up, and the next few minutes will be etched in my mind forever. We went right into the falls. Couldn't hear anything except the roaring of water, and then the water hit us. Our faces had pins and needles. We couldn't open our eyes. The water was coming down so strong. The boat kept bobbing up and down, and it was the sheer genius and experience of the captain that kept us afloat. After a few minutes, the boat emerged out of the direct hit of the falls, and the adrenaline rush was unforgettable. A lifetime experience, a must do. We have heard about bucket lists. Well, we have them too. And let me tell you, if the Igyasu Falls are not on your bucket list of travel, then do put them there right now. The Igyasu Falls have also featured in several films: Indiana Jones, Tarzan, Captain America, and the most recent one, The Black Panther. Whoa, these were certainly big hit films. Watch them, and the nail-biting scenes over the waterfalls, that's the Igyasu Falls. That reminds me, there's a really good book. It's a do-it-yourself guide to the rest of your life. To do before I die. A very insightful read. I would recommend reading it if you haven't already done so. It's not a typical guidebook, as it also helps in making one think and generates ideas. Read it at any time in your life. Younger you are, the better actually. Helps in so many ways to navigate your life and create the bucket list for various aspects of your life: travel, relationships, work, knowledge, experiences, etc. etc. We have done that, and there's nothing like a bucket list that makes you realize what's important in life. A visit to the waterfalls makes one realize fragility and strength, the gentle ecosystem that exists, and then the power of water. The pebbles one finds, shaped round with the water continuously flowing over them, the shape of the rocks determined with the flow of water, and I think of us, our lives, such a mix of fragility and strength, of shaping and being shaped. As a waterfall carves its own path, so do we, and so we must. Now, what do I mean by that? Obstacles and challenges that one must cross. It all starts with a small drop, a stream that gathers momentum and thunders down over the rocks and slopes, crashing down as a waterfall, stupendous and magnificent. See, that's how we should see and view our days. Yes, I say days, because taking each step at a time, one day at a time, is how a long journey passes by quickly. Remember, it's a small stream that then thunders down as a waterfall. So we should concentrate on our days, our hours, our minutes, and try and create the stream, the flow of joyful moments and not draining moments. Here again, what do I mean by that? We hear of stress, of people dying young, of having massive cardiac arrests. And then we also hear of take it easy, find a work-life balance, Do not overwork yourself and spend quality time with family, etc. etc. Easier said than done, right? Well, let me share something about how one can actually work this out. Go ahead, grab a paper and pen and jot down your key tasks for a typical day. You can also do this for a week. Then, think carefully about how you feel for each of the tasks and classify these as joyful or draining. If you have more draining tasks on your list, then that needs immediate attention. Find ways to have more joyful tasks, joyful moments. And of course, that means that one needs to be aware of what gives one that joyful feeling. Well, go with the flow like a waterfall, but have more joyful moments and fall freely like the waterfall, creating beauty, creating magic. There's a famous quote: if you're flexible, falling will never hurt you. Write in your comments, share your feedback. I would love to hear from you. This is Ajay signing off and wishing you have an amazing day. Keep well, stay safe. Credits. This podcast series was put together as a team effort from the Bhardwaj family. Concept, design, title, researchers and reviewers Ajay, Sanjana, Avantika and Niharika Bhardwaj. Script, Sanjana. Cover design, Niharika. All rights reserved.